Hello from the crew at Perfect Plant Support. We want to thank you for coming by to check out our videos, and we have two goals with the Perfect Plant Support. We want to help you increase your yield by up to 20%, and we want to help you decrease your hassle. You know, we have 20 years of growing experience that we want to pass on to you and help you get bigger yields with less hassle. This video is our installation video for what is called the saucer application. Now, you would use this application if you're growing single plants in containers that you cannot attach the all-in-one support to the top of the actual container. So for example, if you're using grow bags or if you're using inexpensive dirt pots, this is the installation video for you. So let's get started and show you exactly how to install the Perfect Plant Support on a saucer for either grow bags or inexpensive dirt pots. And we're going to help you today get started on increasing your yield and decreasing your hassle. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and unpack the Perfect Plant Support kit, and we're going to show you the contents of the kit and how to install this kit on a saucer for your particular application. Alright, so when you unpack your kit, you're going to see three different things. The first is the trellis support rod. Now there's 4 of these. The second thing that you're going to see is the all-in-one support, and there's 4 of these. These will universally attach to any type of growing system that you're using. And the third thing that you're going to see is just this hardware kit here. Let me go ahead and unpack this and show you what's inside. So what you're going to have inside of this hardware kit is you're going to have O-rings, which are going to attach to the trellis support rods and allow you to fully adjust your trellis. The second thing that you're going to see are these attachment screws. These are for use with the top of the pot application or the tray application, whether that be an NFT tray or the flood and drain system. And then the next thing that you're going to see is these little guys right here, which are set screws that you will be using for the saucer application. So let's go ahead and get our O-rings and our set screws separated, and we'll show you how to get this set up. The first thing that you want to do is you want to take 2 O-rings, and you're going to put 2 O-rings on the top of each of the 4 trellis support rods. It's not important where you position them now. They're fully adjustable, but the first step is just go ahead and slide 2 of the O-rings onto each of the trellis support rods. Now for the saucer application, the only tool that you need is an 1/8 inch Allen wrench, and if you don't have one of these, you can pick up a whole set for about $1.80 at any of your hardware stores there in town. So all we're going to do is we're going to take the set screw and just slide it onto the end of the Allen wrench, and then we're going to go right in the side of the all-in-one support here, and we're just going to get this started and just give it a couple of turns and set that aside just like that. We're going to do that to all 4 of the all-in-one supports and get ready for the next step. So now that we've got the set screws installed in our all-in-one supports, we're going to go ahead and just quickly attach those to the saucer. Now what you can see is that with the Perfect Plant Support, you can use any size saucer that you choose, whether it be a very small saucer or a very large saucer. We're going to go ahead and use this middle-sized one just so that we can get the whole thing on camera. But it's very easy. All we're going to do is we're just going to slip these all-in-one supports using the slot in the side around the outside of our saucer, just like this. set them at equal distances apart and set them just like that. And then what we're going to do is just simply take our Allen wrench and we're going to come in here, whoops, and we're going to just tighten these up, making them snug, but let's make sure to not over tighten them. We're dealing with plastic here, so just get them nice and snug. Okay, so there we have it. We've got all 4 of our all-in-one supports attached to the lip of our saucer. They've all been tightened down with your 1/8 inch Allen wrench there. And now that system is ready to go. You can keep those on there for just as long as you'd like. They are meant to be permanent, so you never have to mess with it again. And now we're ready for the next step. So the next step is real simple, and let's go ahead and take care of that next. All you're going to do for the next step is you're going to install your trellis support rods into the all-in-one supports. Now, I usually tell people that the absolute best way to trellis a plant is that once your plant goes into bloom, about 10 days later, you're going to start to see little blooming sites. At that point, I have found that the best way to have a great yield and a low hassle is to prune your plants and trim your plants right when you see those little blooming sites. Then you install your trellis net support rods and trellis your plant. And now every single branch on your entire plant is supported, and you're going to be ready for a nice increase in yield and a nice decrease in your hassle. So let me change a few things so that you can see this whole thing on camera, and we'll show you how to get the trellis netting installed, and that'll be the last step, and you're off to the races. And now what we're going to do is we're simply going to take a look at the size of the plant that we have. We're going to cut the trellis netting to be the exact size of that plant once you stretch all those branches out so that you can make sure to get light clear down into the middle of that plant. And then our trellis support rods, we're going to bend those inward, and we're going to catch that trellis netting and let those trellis support rods stretch that trellis netting out and hold it tight from all 4 corners. So let me go ahead and do that, and I'll show you what that looks like. Alright, so as you can see here, the size of the plant that I'd be dealing with in a single container is going to allow me to cut the trellis netting to about 4 squares by 4 squares. And what I've done is you just take the trellis netting and then you bring your rods up to meet the trellis netting and you hook it between your O-rings. Now this is great because this is going to allow you to fully adjust for height. See how easy that is to adjust for height, but then also if your trellis net needs to be bigger, you can make it bigger. If your trellis net needs to be smaller, you can make it smaller. Anything you want, big or small, tall or short, the Perfect Plant Support will work. And again, let's talk about why the Perfect Plant Support is going to give you a yield of up to 20% more. The reason is because with the Perfect Plant Support, you are able to support every branch. Every single branch that you have can come through these individual spots on the trellis netting, and we're not just supporting the branches that we think are going to break, we're supporting all of the branches. And in my experience, this is what gave me a 20% increase. This is why we created this product, and this is why we're bringing it to you. We know you're going to love it. Please email us and let us know the results that you've had from the Perfect Plant Support. We really appreciate your time, and good growing.